have advancing yourself people. You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. How are you all doing today? I'm Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. And I don't know about this new software, but this new software has me like, it's delayed. It's like it's delayed or something. And it's good to see you all. I am so excited about showing you all something that I really have never done this before, not in this particular setting, inside of my house. And I got things set up that I've never set up before. And what I'm trying to do today, people, I'm going to show you all to the best of my ability on how to start some seeds inside of your home for planting on the outside in the springtime or either in the summertime. How you all doing today? Like I said, I'm Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. I'm from Arkansas, West Memphis to be exact, and my grow zone is 7B. But I just wanted to put that information out because sometimes it's real good to know about your grow zone. And I always listen to Lead Farmer 73, and I'm just glad to be able to get this new software set up and rolling. It was like this software was giving me trouble this morning, to be honest with you. It's like there's a delay in the software. If you understand what I'm saying, it's like there's a delay in it. And I can just go back and I can see myself doing something else, and it's confusing. But I'm going to try to cover something with you all today. And as you can see, this is a setup that I have back here where I have some type of grow light here. From my researching online and on YouTube, it tells you, well, the information that I've gathered, it has to be a really, really strong type of light. I think it's like 6,500 lumens, and that to throw out a lot of light for your seedlings, for the seeds to have enough light without burning the leaves, so they can grow properly and so they won't get real stringy and leggy. I'm going to show you something where, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing, and I had started a cucumber plant, and I had it in a south-facing window of the house. A lot of sunshine comes in this window, but what I didn't know, because this is really like the first time for me to be doing any type of growing of plants to get my seeds started in the home. So if you're starting out with me, I guess we'll be starting out with doing this together, because what happened on January the 25th, I planted a cucumber seed, and I was just doing something to like an experiment, really. But what happened, the cucumber plant started to grow, and it grew really tall and long and lanky, like they call it a leggy plant, right? I don't know what it's saying. Something popped up on the screen. I don't know this. You all may be able to view this video, or you may not be able to view it, because like I said, this is some new software I'm using, and we're just going to try to go on along with it. And I still see that I am rolling, so let's just move forward. So I grew this cucumber plant, and it was trying to reach for light from what I researched. And so as you can see, the cucumber plant did not make it. So I'm looking excuse me, at this plant, and I'm wondering, what is it that I need to do? What is it I need to do to help the plant to be better able to survive? Excuse me. So the plant can be better able to survive. How you all doing today? And from my researching, I found that I have got to invest in some type of lighting setup where I have a tray here, and I do have a light that has a regular bulb in it, to be honest with you, because I am brand new at this, and I know it's a lot of people that's probably farther along than myself that knows exactly what he or she are doing when it comes down to starting seeds inside of your home and things of that nature. But I'm not 100% sure about everything. Let's just be honest. I just know that from my research and my YouTube video that I've been looking at, I have got to be very, very careful that I give these seedlings enough light, artificial light. And I have it sitting on a little heating pad, which I'm going to remove the cloth off of this. And it's like a heating pad inside of it. But I already have a setup here with like 56 plants. That's a lot of plants. And I have a aluminum foil pan with water inside of the bottom of this pan. If you can see this, I have a variety of seedlings that have not broke through the soil yet. They haven't started to grow yet, but there's sweet corn in here, cucumber, let me turn it around, garden beans, peas, broccoli, collard green seeds, okra, cantaloupe, peppers, the big Jim chilies, spaghetti, no, straight neck squash, and tomato, the Ruger's tomato. I have two different types of containers, and I'm going to show that to you. I have these markers, the labels, to label the plants also that I'm growing, because it's very important that you know what you're growing, so you won't have to be guessing at what you're growing. But that's my little setup right here. It's not anything fancy. It's what you can afford, okay? Let's get this straight right from the jump. It does not have to be a really fancy setup. What you can afford. What you can afford, because this is what I had to recently do, is purchase a shelf. And I purchased this shelf online from Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. And I had this lamp here at the house all the time. And I'm going to use it. And I do believe it will work if I really work it. But inside of this is a heat lamp. This is actual a heat lamp. But I have a special bulb. One moment. I have a special type of bulb here. This is going to be trial and error, people. I really believe it's going to be trial and error for me, because I'm new at starting seeds inside my house. You have got to make a step toward doing something first, and always make another step toward it, because I'm always reminded of this scripture that tells us, don't despise the days of small beginnings. And what that means to me is that here I am trying to and I think I see like a fungus net or something, which you're going to have some type of little things flying around in the house. If you're growing anything with moisture, maybe you will not, but if you have a couple of nets around, oh well, just do what you have to do to get rid of them. I have like a zapper that I plug up because I have other plants, a lot of other house plants in my living room and throughout my home. But this is like a little special bulb that I have here, and I'm going to put it in here probably today because my seedlings haven't started to come up yet. They have not started to break through the soil. And once they break through, I hope I ordered some lights from Amazon also, because hey, if you're looking at this video and you're searching for how to start seeds in your house, you're probably new at this also. And I want you all to subscribe to my channel. Click on the like, click on subscribe, and whenever I go live, like I said, I'm new at it. And you may see me sometime like, what is she doing? It's new. It's like technology, and it's a new software, and I believe I'm doing it right because I see where I can start the stream and I can end the stream. But what I had to do, I had to put in, what was it? It's two things I had to copy and paste. The stream channel, which was YouTube, and I had to put something else in there. I can't remember what it was, but I had to copy and paste two things into the software, okay, so it could stream properly. But I'm going to try to walk you through the planting of summer seeds, some additional seeds that I want to put on this shelf, because there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 shelves on this racking system here. Okay, there's 4 shelves, but each one of these shelves is going to have a light source, okay? And I've already figured out how I'm going to do the light source from the lights that I ordered online. And there are some lights that you could purchase from like Home Depot or Walmart. And I'm looking at like 24 inches maybe. No, 15-inch lights. But anything that I can attach with using tie-backs, or some people have small pieces of chains and little S hooks to hook at the bottom of these shelves to hold an additional light source. And like I said, I'm waiting on some lights to come through the mail, and I will attach them using probably tie backs. You know those things that you use, you can tie them. I call them tie backs. They're made of real tough plastic, and as long as I can put a light here, and I have a electrical supply source down here where I can plug in 4 more sources of light. And there will be 1 more here. There'll be 1, 2, 3. Because I want to use all of my shelves for some type of seedlings to be growing. I want to use all of my shelves for some type of seedlings to be growing. And don't get so bent out of shape about, if you don't have any marking tabs. I have a greenhouse, so I've already had these things on hand. But you can use popsicle sticks. You can be creative and create and make your own labels for your plants so you can know what plants you have planted. I have these plastic containers that I'm going to put soil in. I'm going to show you all how I get my seeds started. And don't get so upset about things that you may not have, because you can use, if you like yogurt, you can use yogurt cups, and just make sure you put holes in the bottom of your cups now. Make sure you put some holes in them, whether you use a knife or a nail or a box cutter. If you're going to use cups like styrofoam cups, make sure you cut some holes in the bottom. And I thought I had bought a styrofoam cup over here with me, but apparently I didn't. But just make sure you put holes in the bottom. And I have different size seed starting containers. This is one just made out of complete out of real thick cardboard here. There's holes in the bottom of it, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 compartments or cells. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 cells here. So even in this one container, let me tell you something. You can have 20 plants, really. You can have yourself 20 plants, which is a lot of plants, in one cell just like this. If you put 2 seeds or 3, because you're going to separate them and transplant them out into larger containers eventually, and most likely it's going to be a container like this. Somewhere like this here, or a cup, a bigger styrofoam cup, or a plastic cup. Let's not try to spend a lot of money, because like, what's his name, Skinny Boy, what's his name, Randy? He said, we ain't got no money, we ain't got no money, we ain't got no money, now we ain't got no money. Skinny Boy Randy. He said, we ain't got no money now, nobody ain't got no money, nobody ain't got no money. Yeah, Skinny Boy Randy, I'm making fun of you, but I love watching Skinny Boy Randy. And Lead Farmer 73, and a lot of Fugal Gardner. It's a lot of people I look at. Homestead, the 2 people, can't call their name, but I look at everybody. I look at it, but I want you to show you, you can use something made out of cardboard. You can use styrofoam cups, plastic cups, as long as you put holes in the bottom. Seed starting things. I call them little seed starting containers. And let's just get to it, people. I have some okra seed, and I have these okra seeds from my gardening from last year. These are my seeds. I will let my okra pods dry it out, and then once I can hear the seeds shaking around in there, I took my okra seeds out, okay, right here. And I know that I can jarred up a lot of pickled okras last year, and I do plan on doing the same thing this year. And what I'm doing here is I'm saving my seeds from everything that I grow. And I would advise you all to do the same exact thing. At the end of the growing season, you know, save a few cucumbers and let them dry out or whatever to get the seeds out. Squash, tomatoes, and learn and teach yourself how to save these seeds. So, in the event that we start having a hard time locating seeds, you will have your own supply of seeds, your personal supply of seeds at your home. So don't throw away everything at the end of the year. Save your seeds from each vegetable that you grow so you can have seeds. So let's just get started. And I just really hope that this little video can help you. I'm new to starting seeds inside of the house. I'm really new to it. I'm new to it. And I grew some zinnia seeds. And see, I was just doing something, but I'm going to have to do something because they're getting leggy and they're starting to fall over. I didn't plant these seeds just for them to die. And a matter of fact, let me do it right now. This is what I'm going to do. And I'll plant some seeds also. I need to do this. Let me try to save some of my zinnia seeds right now. Let's do this. I have some potting mix here, but I make my own soil. I have a compost bin. In my area, I can do that. I collect leaves and grass clippings, food scraps, and I can mix it in and water it down, cardboard, coffee ground, eggshells, and I make my own soil. Okay, because in this bag here, I have some of my own potting soil mixed with just a little bit of my potting soil mixed with potting mix that I purchased from the store. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is because when you're starting seeds, you have got to be very, very careful, because those seeds are going to need soil that they can push up through really easily. Very easy. You don't want it to be so clumped down with garden soil or compost that you've made that probably most likely have a lot of nitrogen in it. It's organic, but there's different things that I put in my soil, and I really don't know exactly how strong it will be in my compost bin. I don't know how strong it will be to a little baby seed. And I learned one year in gardening that I had put too much chicken manure into the soil. I had it cultivated and plowed in close to the top, and none of those seeds came up. And I was like, what's wrong? Are the seeds bad? And as I researched and I learned, it was too much nitrogen in the soil, most likely, and it killed the seeds while the seeds were still in the ground, and they never sprouted unless the seeds were bad. But it had to be impossible, because I had a lot of seeds down at the time. So I learned from that mistake. No, it was in a raised garden bed. It was in a raised garden bed, and I was thinking that I was trying to make some dynamite soil. But it's trial and error. Don't give up because you plant seeds and they don't grow. Don't give up. Keep on planting. Try it again and again. Because just like I showed you, my poor cucumber plant that I planted on January the 25th, you know, it should have been ready to go outside in another couple of months. But the lightning, it's not just good. It's proof. It's teaching me that what I'm reading is true. It cannot survive just because it come up through the soil. You have to provide it with light and heat. And this window is a north-facing window. There's a lot of sunshine come through this window. But I got the blind down because it's blinding, and it put a lot of glare in this room with me recording in here also. So, let's do this, people. I have some soil in this bag, and I have potting soil mixed in with it. The zinnia plants here, right here, is what I'm going to be transplanting into some cups this size, okay? I have my little marker here because you need to label things. You need to get real good at labeling. Get your labels all written out before you do it, because once you put it in, see, I know these are zinnias though, I know it. But once you start planting a little tiny seed, and they start to grow, and you don't know what you put in the soil, it's going to be real hard if you got about 30 or 40 plants coming up around the house, and you don't know what in the world did you plant. All right. And the only thing I'm doing is getting out a plant marker so I can know what I'm going to have inside of this cup. And I'm just going to slide this out the way. And today's date is the 7th, February the 7th, 2022. So I'm going to put a date on here. And this pen is a painter's pen. It's not a Sharpie, because I always use Sharpies. But I did some research online, and my Sharpie starts to fade out when I'm using my container winter growing outside in containers. I put labels on the things to grow outside in like 1 gallon juice containers that you cut open, but it will fade away. I don't want my labels to fade away. I need to know and see what I put in those gallon containers. And that's called winter sowing. That's a whole new topic altogether. I have about 10 1 gallon containers, maybe a half a gallon juice jugs or whatever, that I cut open, put holes in the bottom, plant seeds in them, and tape them back down with duct tape. Don't cut the whole top off. I wish I had one in here, but I see something for demonstration purposes only. This is my little storage area where I have my I prep back here, and I have toilet paper, and I have everything off in this corner, and I have a container full of bleach. Oh my goodness. This is for demonstration purposes only.
I start seeds in containers, not bleach, but clear containers like milk jugs, tea jugs, apple juice jugs, or whatever, clear, transparent. But I wanted to show you this so you can know how to make you a little miniature greenhouse that you can put outside right now in cold, freezing weather. You cut all the way around it with a box cutter or a sharp knife. You stop right here and you stop right here. And you leave a little handle on it. Don't cut it all the way around. Don't cut it all the way around. And you leave a section about this wide on it, okay? So you can open it up and close it after you cut it all the way around, okay? And that's a little miniature greenhouse that you can put any type of seed in right now that you want to grow for the spring. And once you put holes in the bottom of it and you tape it up, I use duct tape. I use duct tape to tape my seam together and make sure it's taped up good, and have a marker's pen, a painter's pen, permanent painter's pen, and you put on there. It may be lettuce in that container. You may have some tomatoes growing in there. And the most cool thing about it is that the lid, take the lid off. Throw the lid away. Because if it's sleet, if it snows inside of it, leave it. Don't worry about it. Because what's going to happen when the temperatures start to warm up, it's going to start growing on its own. And you do not have to harden off these plants because they've been growing outside all winter. And come March and April, when the temperature maintains a steady 60, 50 degree at night and above 70 in the daytime, that little miniature greenhouse is going to produce some vegetable plants for you that you'll be able to take out of the container in about 2 or 3 months and put them in the ground. And you don't have to harden them off. Okay, let me make my label for my zinnia, my little zinnia flowers here that's growing, and they're getting leggy. They're getting really leggy. These are zinnia flowers. And I was going to plant vegetable seeds, but I have got to do something different right now with these zinnia flowers. So, let me make my label. Okay. It's February the 7th. And let me see. So, there's my label. And now, what I need to do, have a container here, washed it out already, and I'm going to fill it up with some potting soil. Just bear with me. I'm going to move this out the way. I just have a small bag of a mix of potting soil and some of my compost. I don't have a lot of it. And it's different trying to do this inside the house. So I got some Christmas paper covering up the edge of the bed. It's just the things that you'll do when you're trying to plant stuff inside the house. My husband, he'll complain about everything. But he knows that this is what I love doing. And this is a spray bottle with plain water in it. And you know, since I'm in the house and I'm not on my table, a lot of times I do videos, I'm on the table in the kitchen area working. So I'm just going to put a little water here. I don't want it running all over the place. I'm just going to water it a little bit. Plain water in this spray bottle. Plain water. And set that right there. I'm going to take some soil off because what I'm going to do, once I make some openings in this soil for my zinnia plants, and now what I'm really going to have to do to see, even if I can just keep them alive, you know, long enough to be able to put them in the ground in the spring. That's why I need my lighting, you know. That's why I need to get my lights here. And I'm just going to use one shelf. If I was to get another shelf, I think I could do it. But here's another container. I got corn growing in this one. I have corn, and there's one cucumber plant that's struggling really bad because there's no light. And I'm going to start putting light on these. And that's corn. There's corn and cucumber in there. And here's another. And it's doing beautifully. You know, it's doing really nice. It's sitting on a heating mat. Got it on a heat mat, and it's in a south-facing window. A lot of sun is getting to it. And it's like I have to experiment with it. I wonder, can this corn survive? These 2 corn plants. Really, it's 4 corn plants. I just wonder if I'm able to keep them alive through the winter month and be able to put them in the ground and without them getting leggy and all weak. I want them to be strong. And I feel the heat from the heat mat, so I'm just going to put this one back up here. Put it back up there because I don't want it to fall over. So, trial and error. Trial and error is what's going on. Trial and error. That's what it is. So, I'm going to take probably 3 zinnia seedlings. I got to do it. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm going to poke some holes in here. You know, you can just get anything to poke a hole in here, into the soil. I got to poke holes in here. And I'm looking around, You know what? I don't see my little pencil. You can use a pencil. You can use your finger. I'm going to use the back of this pen to do it. I'm going to make 3 holes in the soil. Nice size holes, because I don't know what that root system is going to look like on the zinnia plant when I pull it up. But I got to put it in here. So what I've done, I put 3 holes in there. Can you see that? 3 holes. Nice side holes inside of it. I don't want to put it too close to my computer because that's what I'm going live on the computer. And all of it is kind of sort of new to me. And here's my seedlings right here of my zinnias. Zinnia flowers. That's exactly what I'm getting ready to work with right now. And the only thing I'm going to do is get my shovel. Got a little shovel here. And I'm going to take out 3 without disturbing the root of this thing too much. And I'm going to get it and I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to put that soil around it and press it in. That's all I can do. And I'm taking the best looking one to the best of my knowledge. And that's the ones that I want. They got leggy though. They became very leggy. This is something that I'm experimenting with, and I'm sorry they got leggy like that, but here we go. Press them down in there. I want no air pockets in there. And I'm trying to find another one that's nice and healthy looking. There's a lot of them look really nice and healthy. All of them looking really healthy, to be honest with you. But here's another one. And it's just, look, that's that plant. And I'm just going to put it down in here and press soil around it. And I'm going to spray it to dampen it, the root systems up so it can feel that moisture back in the soil. And I'm going to put it under, I think I'm going to put it under that light. So I think that's the problem with it. It's reaching. And I think I still can save these plants. I'm watering all of them. I think I can still save the majority of them.
I think I can.
So, what I'm going to do here on this video, I'm going to put some more soil up around these 3 plants. You see, there's 3 zinnia plants in here that I transplanted from a whole tray full, a meat tray of zinnia plants. And I'm going to fill it up now all the way around the top of it with soil. Okay? That's all I'm doing. Nothing major. Just trying to see, can I have these things living to put on the outside in the springtime. And I don't know, because all of it's new to me. Only thing I can do is say, hey, trial and error. I'll find out this year. I'll find out. So, that's all I'm doing. Tap, tap, tap. Sometimes they'll make it settle real good. And I'm going to put some more water on it. Something's popping up on this screen. That's all I can do. Okay, here we go. That's all I can do. And I'm going to turn this light on. I'm going to take this 1 cup. I have another little small meat tray. See, it's just damp. Right now, no water is going to come through here. I don't want any water coming through here because I need another tray. I need a smaller tray to slide right beside this one, but I need for this thing to get some sunlight. So what I'm going to do, the corn is doing real good up here. The corn is doing good. I'm going to put this thing right here, and I'm going to put this heat lamp, move it down some, closer, and I'm going to angle it, put it down a little more closer, because they say to put the heating source maybe 2 inches above the seedlings. You can't burn them. You don't want to burn them. I don't know how this is going to come out. I'm telling you. I don't know how it's going to come out. Trial and error. This is what I'm doing for the first time inside the house to this magnitude ever with seeds. I'm talking about vegetable seeds. Something that's going to feed me and my family. Somebody's calling me. I have to call that person back. But anyway, I got it down close enough. And if I want a lot of outside sunshine to hit it, I can always open up my blinds, okay? But as you can see, there's still snow on the ground out there. And it's very, very, very bright once I open it. And it put a glare in here. But that's what these plants need. And I may just have to, I don't want that on. And I got this one on right here. Okay? And I'll just see if that's going to work. Let's just see if that's going to work, and I'll just have to leave it like this then. But as you can see, a lot of sunshine comes through this window, and it's a lot of light in this room, which is very good for the plants. A lot of light. So I'm going to leave it open now, because those zinnia seeds, they're going to need all the sunlight they possibly can get. And it's time for me to take them out. If they're going to live, I need to really get them under some light for about a week or two is what I need to do. But let's put the zinnia seeds aside for right now. I hope and pray those can make it. And when my light come in, these will have light on top of them, and maybe they won't get so leggy and start to die. But they just pretty much curl over and die. And it's almost like I wasted my seeds, wasting seeds. Okay. And I'm not going to be long. I'm going to show you all one more thing right quick. I want to put my corn, my 2 corn plants here. And I have a cucumber that's struggling. It's looking good though. It really looks good. And 2 of them are just dead. They just broke down dead. They're looking so good. But I think corn is more tolerant. It's something I'm learning. The corn is resilient enough to withstand not having light right over the top of it. It's like an experiment. But what I will do, I'm gonna try to let it get some sunlight, and I have another light, another little short lamp with a duck neck on it. I call it a duck neck, and it can bend over. And I'm going to use what I have to use to try to save my plants, you know. And I'm going to, one moment. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do it like that. Hook up another lamp until my other light get here. And I can put it over these plants. And if these plants can make it with me just doing trial and error this year for the first time, I'm going to find out something about plants that I never would have known if I didn't try it. So, a south-facing window is the best window for that sunshine. That sun stays here for a long time in the daytime. And this top shelf, I think I'm going to invest in another shelf. And anything on that top shelf is going to be my main plants. And what's down below is going to be they're going to get light also from the lights that coming in the mail. But what I have to do in the meantime, I have like 2 more. There's a lamp over there. I can take the little blind off of it, and I can fix it to give light to the plants until my lights come in. It's trial and error. But I do believe it'll work. All right, what we're going to do now, I'm going to take some trays, people. I'm going to take a tray this size just for demonstration purposes only. But I am going to actually plant some seeds in here. Hold up. These are new trays. I was just wondering why there's dust down in there. Okay. Okra is what I'm going to plant. So, take a tray, and when you're planting seeds, I got this bag of potting mix here. That's what I use. But I'm going to tell you how you can make your own potting mix. You can take, it depends on how many seeds you're going to plant. Okay, let's just say you're going to make a tray like this, and you have potting mix. You're going to need some peat moss and some perlite or vermiculite. You're going to have to look those things up. Perlite, P-R-L-I-T-E, I believe. And vermiculite, I'm not going to even try to spell that one. But you can mix perlite and or vermiculite with some potting soil with some peat moss. Peat moss or cocoa coir to make your own potting mix. See, but me, I'm a little different. I'm going to use some potting mix, and I already have my peat moss in here. And a combination of my own potting mix with just a little bit of my compost. Just a little bit. I don't want to mess the seeds up. But I want my seedlings to have some type of nutrients in the soil when they start growing. That's why it's an experiment. These trays up here has a mixture of my homemade compost in there. And I'm just wondering, is it too strong? I don't know until I see them breaking through the soil. I'm just wondering, is there too much nitrogen in there? Did I kill my seeds? We're talking about almost 60 plants in this tray here. And I planted them on February the 4th. So I'm good for 3 to 4 days. Maybe longer, because it has to have heat. And there's a heat mat underneath it. There's the sunshine. And there's the light from above to heat the soil. And that helps it to germinate. So let's just see what's going to happen. And where are my Forever Advancing Yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. I'm just showing you all how to start seeds in your house, so you can have food in the ground come this summer and spring. All right, here's my mixture. I just make my own mixture, people. You know, this is what I do. And like I said, I have a little organic matter in here that comes from my compost making. I just don't want no bunch of wood or big pieces of wood or anything like that in here to block it. But once I put it in here and I smooth it out, if I see some twigs, and that twig and that wood came out of that potting mix, all right? And I bought that potting mix at the store. Anyway, twigs, more twigs. Now, you don't want that in here. And when you put it in here, you need to tap it down. You just need to kind of tap it down. And then I just tap it down with my fingers. And this is a small scale demonstration. I've started to put like gloves on, plastic gloves or any type of glove, because last year I got an infection in this finger. Didn't know how I got it, but I had been messing with a lot of water. I've had been messing with a lot of soil and compost, and it took me a whole month. The doctor put me on antibiotics. That didn't clear it up. I was trying to get back in contact with my doctor with so many people being sick with COVID-19. She wasn't able to get back with me, so I investigated it online, and I lanced that infection in my finger in a sterile environment, that is, and I doctored on it myself, and it's well now. Thank you, Jesus. I didn't have time to wait. I had to get that information out of my finger. So I researched it, and I knew exactly what had happened to my finger after I researched, and that's what it was. My doctor said pretty much that's what it was anyway. All right. Put just a little bit more here. All right. Don't want to pack it down too much, because the little seedling, I don't want it to be fighting trying to come through and it can't make it through. I'm going to get the same marker or Sharpie or anything, poke holes in it. Since I can't really wet my soil like I want to, because I don't want it messing up my area here with water, I'm just going to dampen it real good with water from a spray bottle. Okay. And I'm going to put a hole right in the center. Okay? Put a hole right in the center. Now, and here's my okra seeds. I'm just doing okra seeds, but you know, really and truly, you could be planting anything. You can plant tomato seeds. You can plant radish. There's marigolds. I already planted some marigolds. I need to take this down. It's open. There's tomato again. There's beans. All kind of things you can plant. Squash. What you want to plant? Squash. These are flowers. Carrots. Watermelon. I probably plant some watermelon seed. I'm going to put that right there. Because if I don't do it, I'll never know. I can go on YouTube and I can go online all day long and ask you and ask the whole world how to do something. Yes, I can learn how to do it, but there is nothing like first-hand knowledge. Let me say it again. There's not anything like first-hand knowledge, people. First-hand knowledge when you're growing things. God forbid if I lose all these plants, but I would have learned something about growing plants at home. And that if I don't have my light game and my heat game and my watering game, my timer set, if I don't have it together, I won't have no plants to put in the ground in the spring and the summertime. So, I'm just putting that out there. And you use it to the best of your ability to do whatever it is that you have to do. Okay? To do what it is that you have to do in this season. Now, I've been on here for almost an hour, believe it or not. A whole hour. And I always put my cash out. And I don't care what people think about me putting cash out on my videos. And I tell people about my website also, because you know why? You may be led to give a donation because of a person's time. And you may learn something from me, and you may think it may be worth $5 or $1. Somebody else may look and click right out of the video and not even look at it. So I do not waste my time. I do not waste technology. I want to show you all how to do something, but at the same time, if someone bless me with a few dollars, I'm going to put it right back into Priscilla's greenhouse. It's going right back into Priscilla's greenhouse. Because this is the only thing I do. I train people online. I teach people how to create streams of income using online platforms. And the last time I worked outside of my home for a company was in 2017, after someone wanted me to go back to school after I've already gotten my master's degree, and they weren't going to reimburse me for going back and spending almost $20-some thousand to better their company. I said, I throw up the deuces at you, baby. I'm out. And God just been keeping me right here, right where I'm at. So my Cash App is a $sign in front of Priscilla Tellisford. First name is Priscilla, Priscilla. Last name is Tellisford, Tellesford. $sign in front of Priscilla Tellisford. That's my Cash App. And I have a website that I've been working on now for over 2 years. It's not easy getting your website out before people. And anybody that looks at this video, and if you want to put my website on your website to share my links, please feel free. I know I'm not like a person where a lot of people got their top people that they look at, and they may have 100,000 subscribers. Hey, that's fine and that's good, and I thank God that you're able to get to that point. But some people out, just like me, trying to see what's going to happen. Is this video even going to work? Is something flashing on the screen from the time I started? But I just want to be able to end my stream, and it updates and I can post it to YouTube, because there's been a lot of time put into it. But my website is www.plants, Plantz, for you too, the number 4, the letter U and the number 2.com. www.plants with a Z for you2.com. And why are my forever advancing yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. Now, time to put the okra seeds in. And I know you all got other things to do. And I've been here almost an hour. I'm going to put 2 seeds in each hole. And just in case, just in case, just in case one seed does not germinate or grow, put 2 of them in there. All right. And what I like to do, I like to just hit it so that whole cell can be damp. Hit it, the seed can have a little dampness on it too. Hey, that's fine. That's the way I like to do it. I press it down, I tap it down, I cover it up with soil. Cover it up, cover it up. Make sure no air pockets not in there. And you know what? I made a mistake and I didn't do. This is where we mess up at. Who can tell me what I did not do? Which is a number 1 mistake when you're trying to grow seeds. Did I make a label? I sure didn't. All right, here we go. Let me make my label. These are my labels right here. My plant labels right here. I ordered these offline, but you can be creative and you can make some yourself. All right, the only thing I'm going to do is flip it over and put okra. And I'm going to put today's date, February the 7th. And I'm going to slide it right down in there. Let's see here. 2, 4, 6. That's 12 seeds that I have planted. That's 12 seeds. 12 vegetables possibly going to come up. And I plant a lot of okra, so I plant a lot of okra and a lot of cucumber because I pickle okra and I pickle cucumbers, okay? That's what I do. It's been great talking to you all. I just decided to plant okra in here. I could do another container. But when these plants start to come up, the only reason I don't want to do another container, because in about 3 or 4 days, maybe longer with the fact that the temperature is not right, which is probably a good thing for me. Because once they start popping through the soil, that light needs to be right there, 2 inches above that seedling that's coming up. That seedling needs to know that, or think that, oh, that's the sunshine out. Oh, I'm getting ready to grow. But that light needs to stay there on that plant until it's well established on its own. And not where it's not leggy, like this cucumber plant got real leggy and it died, you see? And it's all broke over. That's a seed that I lost right there. And a plant. And so what I have to do with my little setup here, it's not that fancy. It's just a stand with some metal, aluminum trays. I have water at the base of the trays, so my trays with my seeds in it can absorb it and suck it up, whatever you want to call it. And the corn plant is looking really nice. But it's just like, I don't know, should I have a light over it? But it's a lot of sunlight coming through the window. And there's 2 more corn plants down here. The leaves are nice and green. And they got a lot of good nutrients in it because of my compost that I have mixed in. So it's a matter of just waiting and seeing. Wait and see. So I'm glad today because I got some zinnias transplanted out of this container here with all these leggy zinnias. And after I end this video, I'm just going to pot up some more zinnia plants and put them on this tray and try to get as much sunshine. Maybe I'll put them on this ledge here just to save them. Try my best to save my zinnia plants. And I may just have to do that. No, I can't do it because once I let my blind down, unless I pull it out some, no, I can't do that because it's going to be cold outside. And it's going to be up against a cold window then. And it's probably going to die then. So, always got to figure something out when you're trying to grow food. I'm always trying to figure something out growing food. And this is my first time doing it inside the house. So, for right now, this is my little heat lamp with a bulb in it. I don't think it has no 6500 lumens. And it's another number for something else. It has none of that. But I'm reminded that, have you ever thought how people grew things years ago? I'm talking about centuries ago. But I'm sure they was growing it outside when the weather was just right. Right? I guess. I don't know. Do you think anybody ever grew something inside their home? I'm talking about years ago. And they had some type of way to save those plants until spring and then put them in the ground. I think about things like that. And it's a possibility that hey, maybe they did. I don't know. But I want you all to just be encouraged and, you know, put some seeds in the ground this year. Plant something. It's up to you. Put some seeds in the ground. If you don't start them inside your house, get a container. Get something. Get you some soil. Learn how to make your soil, you know, if you're in the area and you can make it. You don't have to be in the area. You can be in the most upscale place in the world. And you can get you a garbage bag and be in your basement somewhere. People don't have to know what you're doing. And you can be putting food scraps in that garbage bag. You can mix it with, what? Grass and leaves. Or you can turn that food scrap around in there and keep it damp. And then put cardboard in there and shredded paper. Once you shred up all your important documents, mix some of that shredded paper up in there, damp it down, put some eggshells off in there, some coffee grounds off in there. You may have old cabbage in your refrigerator you don't want. Cut it up in small pieces. Throw it in that garbage bag, a black garbage bag. You can double it up if you want to. And I'm going to have to call these people back. You can double it up if you want to, people, but I have to make some phone calls. There's 3 calls came through, and I'm going to have to make some phone calls, people. But where are my fair advance to yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. It's good to see you all today. If you run across my video, don't forget about me. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try my best to start going live maybe once a week or something on YouTube. I don't know if my time going to allow me to do it. Maybe twice a week. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe it'll be every day. It all depends on how busy I get. But click on subscribe, and when I go live again, because I am a new kid on the block for real, and I'm just trying to see if my plants, are they going to make it? It's a brand new setup. This is brand new. Just trying to see if they're going to make it. And I sure hope so. Y'all have a blessed day. I love you all. And just keep on praying. And don't you ever forget, you can do this thing. You can do it. You can make it happen. I don't care if it's the first time you start to grow seeds. You can make it happen. God bless you. Peace.